Hi. I'm here with you, my tubies and Teletubbies, if you will. Today we're going to talk about narcissists are very toxic and incapable of loving anyone genuinely. Run! Narcissists have arrested development. They are abusive and have no remorse or empathy when they hurt others. A narcissist is someone who enjoys hustling and abusing other people. They have no sense of doing what's right unless something is in it for them. They are never on the path of self betterment and will do whatever they want if they feel they can get away with it. Though narcissists are self involved and self important, they are also incredibly insecure. They are jealous of anyone who takes the attention off of them or does something they feel is more impressive. But narcissists don't find this behavior odd because they also believe that everyone is jealous of them. At least that's what they want. They want everybody to be jealous of them and wish that you were them. Yeah, right. Dream on. Get real. Nobody wants to admit that they're wrong. And I mean, who does? But it's inevitable that sometimes we have to admit when you're wrong, you're wrong. You have to. But if your partner would rather eat dirt than admit they're wrong, even when it's right out there, big bright lights, it's obvious, then they're probably a narcissist. If the person you're involved with doesn't admit when they do something wrong, or if they can't apologize, get your sneakers on because it's time to run. Narcissists believe that they are superior to others. Therefore, they're never wrong. And if they're never wrong, guess who they'll blame for everything? Yep, you got it. You. Me. Narcissists will hurt and damage those closest to them more than they'll ever realize. And the worst part is that they don't even give a flying hoot about who they're hurting. They don't care about hurting others. Why don't they care? Because they can't. They're literally incapable of giving a single care about what kind of pain they're causing to their supposed people that they love. So unless those who are close to them take action to distance themselves, the cycle of abuse and pain will go on forever and ever and ever. Those who choose to stay might as well get used to the idea that they're not allowed to express their own feelings. You're not allowed to have your own emotions. You have to walk on eggshells to keep the narcissist happy. And thus, you have to refrain from attacking them somehow, because God knows you probably do want to attack them after them putting you through all of this. You're not allowed to have your own or express your own feelings. That part in itself would make you want to attack. If you say that they hurt you, they'll turn around and make you feel like a bad person. They'll make you feel like you're the bad person for upsetting them because you had to bring it to their attention that they are hurting you. When it comes to them taking an interest in your problems, let's talk about that. Seriously. They're really not. They're not going to take an interest in your problems. Telling them about things that are bothering you or hurting you in your personal life will be shrugged off or ignored. And they'll immediately launch into a rage or anger about all the crappy things that they're dealing with. They don't care about what you're dealing with. Your problems are boring to them. If the subject doesn't involve them or revolve around them, then why the hell are you even talking? This isn't a person you can go to for comfort or reassurance about anything. Are you worried about a health crisis? Oh my God. What they'll do is they'll scratch their head. Their slight is so painful. This is what they'll say. What they're going through is so much more painful than what you're going through. And what they're going through is worse than anything you're having to deal with. You had a bad breakup? Did they tell you about the horrible date that they had last time? You see how this is going? Everything is all about them all the time. So if you're going to socialize with them at all, you might as well just get used to that and play along if you insist on being around them and keeping them in your life. When it comes to an apology, let's look at that. If you corner a narcissist and force them to acknowledge that they did something really rotten to you, don't expect an apology. Their first instinct will be to gaslight you, try to make you believe that you're crazy or remembering things the wrong way so that they don't have to take the blame. If their gaslighting doesn't work, they'll go on the defense and try to redirect the conversation to something you've done wrong. If some absolute miracle, and I do mean by a miracle, if they do apologize, it'll be very insincere. It'll be something like, I'm sorry, okay? All right, I already said I'm sorry. Now, can you shut the fudge up? Can't you just shut the fudge up? I already said I'm sorry. Really? Now, let's talk about when it comes to making you feel good about yourself. Narcissists tend to try to make themselves shine by putting other people down, especially in a public setting. Let's say you had an off day and you was not at your best. A narcissist will show and tell everyone who will listen about how you messed up on something. Also, they'll often befriend those they think are less attractive than they are, so that they could be the center of attention everywhere they go. And they make snide little remarks like passive-aggressive remarks to their so-called friends so that they can shine. They can't stand to see you shine, not even a little. Your little bit of shining, they feel that it takes something away from them. They will try to belittle you to make themselves feel powerful. So anyway, there's nothing that a narcissist wants more than being in the limelight. It's always got to be about them. When it comes to being accountable for their behavior, yeah, good luck. Narcissists cannot and will not take responsibility for any wrongdoing because in their minds, they don't do anything wrong. They're the ideal person, the ideal worker, the ideal wife, the perfect partner. So if anything in their life goes badly, it's literally everyone else's fault in the world except their own. Don't expect any emotional support from these narcs. Making others feel like garbage or sugar honey iced tea about themselves, when they can make you feel like that about yourself, this is what a narcissist does best. So don't expect them to offer any kind of emotional support when you need it. If the narcissist is your romantic partner, be aware that controlling other people and making them feel powerless and helpless is a common trait among these a-holes. And I'm saying that nicely. Then, as soon as you become the powerless, helpless little creature that they've created, they'll treat you with contempt for being so fragile, weak, and needy. As for loving you, or anyone else for that matter, they're not capable of this. They can feel some things, but their love towards you will only revolve around what you can do for them and how you make them feel. If they do behave as though they love you, then it's for other people's benefits. So they'll be amazed and impressed by your partner's selflessness and their devotion. This is how they behave in front of other people. But as soon as that audience is gone, their attention and their affection will disappear as well, the same way that they are in their true form behind closed doors. And they'll go back to being their same obnoxious, self-absorbed, selfish piece of whatever behind closed doors. Being in a romantic partnership with a narcissist can cause unbelievable emotional and psychological damage. So if you recognize any of these traits in a person you're dating, be very aware that you're navigating dangerous waters and take the steps to protect yourself. Put your sneakers on, lace them up, and run. Run for your dear life. This is Sheila True Love. You always have a choice. Choose wisely. Until we get together again, good night.